Hello, my loves. I am excited to talk about Sundays. This is part 2 in an 8-part series of the energetics of the days of the week. Today, I don't know what day it is when you're listening to this, but today is about one of my favorite days of the week. Sunday is ruled by solar energy, by soul, S-O-U-L energy, all the big, juicy energies. The intention in this series of talking about every day of the week, and also in the last podcast, I talked about the dynamics of Mercury retrograde, and even people who are astro cynic, you're going to figure it out. You're going to come on the Mercury train after you listen to that. For the rest of this series, we're talking about specific days of the week. Every day of the week is governed by a planetary energy. You could say each day has its own vibration according to the planet that looks after that day of the week. And the idea here, with more flow, way less force, is that we're aware of that energy and we're working with it. We're using it to our advantage. It wants to gift us with more awareness instead of resisting it. And one way to create more flow is to connect the energy of the day of the week with a life area, just to help you focus so that tasks and research and shopping and organizing and loving and being social, you just get to exhale. You get to think less and energize more. So I built an app for this, and it's free. And it's one of my favorite things ever. You can get notifications about the big astrological things without knowing too much about it. That's all you need to know kind of stuff. And you can sync the energetics of the days of the week with your calendars. So whether you're on Apple Cal or Gcal or all the Cals, I got you. I'm so excited about this. If you want to get in on that free app, you head to getheartcentered.com. So cool. Let's talk about Sunday. Sunday, as you might guess, is ruled by the sun, by solar energy, by the soul, the collective soul. That means it is vibrating at the level of Christ consciousness, of Buddha nature, of divine love, the energy of inclusiveness. It is love, love, love. That's why it's one of my favorite days of the week. Energetically speaking, Sundays are actually the first day of the week. Did you know that? Do you know a lot of calendar systems, just in terms of like your basic printed calendar systems in Europe, start with Sunday being the first day of the week. And they are doing it right. Whereas in North America, a lot of calendar systems start on a Monday. And that's wonk wonk, because really that fresh energy of solar expansion, divine love is really how we want to begin everything. Now, the life area that I've taken the liberty of pairing Sundays with is spirit. So the life area of spirit includes all of your practices, your devotion, your meditation and visualization, prayers, ritual, breath work, reflection, journaling. Like, how do you worship life? How do you build bridges to your higher self and the divine? Whatever that how is, best day to do that, focus on that, to clean it up, to give it your all, is on Sundays. Why? Because Sunday is ruled by the soul. So Sundays are great days for restoration and preparation. And I know for those of us who are, we consider ourselves to be on the path and we're heart-centered humans and all of that. If you really tune into the feeling of the day, do you notice, because I have noticed over the decades, Sundays, I just instinctively, naturally, I want to get ready for the week. And I used to think it was because I had the Sunday night scaries or because I wanted to crush or hack or slay my week. But actually, it's energetically being supported for us to begin. So it's a great day for meal prep and also for resting and for looking ahead. What I've noticed on our team for the last year or so is that naturally the team does their planning on Sunday nights. I can see people in their Slack channel, the platform where we all communicate on, and they want to get prepped. Not because I'm an ogre, but because they're feeling fresh energy. We're all lit up by what we're doing, and we want to make the most of it. By the way, and I'll talk more about this, obviously, in the next episode. The worst day of the week to prepare for your week and to set things up is Mondays, but more to come on that next week. So if you're in a place creatively in your career where you're not dealing with Sunday night anxiety, you don't have the Sunday night scaries, which I used to have when I was running a think tank in Washington, D.C., and it was just like, oh God, I'm going to fake it. Tomorrow is the day where I fake it to make it. I put on my loafers. Nothing against loafers. I love loafers, but loafers are not my brand, Yeah, I would get the Sunday night wobbles because I had to do the Monday morning fake it. My whole point was, may that not be the case for any of us. May we be designing lives where we're just free and lit up 7 days of the week. If you are in that place where you're digging what you're doing, Sunday night is the night to set up your intentions for the week. And if you are not in a place where you are digging what you're doing, Sunday nights are still the night to set up your intentions for the week, or Sunday day. Sundays are the day for your spiritual foundation. So with Sunday being the first true day of the week, it's my favorite day for doing even deeper connection to the divine. I write out my list of gratitudes, which I'm going to explain. I have a very specific, particular methodology with gratitude lists. And Sundays are often the day where I refresh my altar. There's new incense. I take off the flowers. I dust it. I treat my altar as the living, energized place in the universe that it actually is. So again, Sundays ruled by the soul. The life area we pair it with is the spirit, and that includes meditation, visualization, prayer ritual, reflection, journaling, breath work, dancing, whatever your thing is, going to church, communing with the Holy Spirit, worship, your form of worship. So let me give you a little listy of some ideal things to do on Sundays. Let me start with this gratitude specificity. So I've been doing this for about 5 years. This was an assignment from the metaphysical practitioner that I've been working with for almost a decade. I write a list, pencil to paper, of 108 things that I'm grateful for, but this is the key. The list is impersonal. So rather than saying, I'm really grateful for healthy teeth and a great kid and my apartment, I say, I am grateful for the divine feminine, the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the plant kingdom, cinnamon, forgiveness, patience, prosperity for all, philanthropy, light, right? The things on the gratitude list, my 108 things, are things that everybody on the planet could be grateful for, that include all beings on the planet, that definitely support my aliveness, but support the aliveness, the prosperity, the healing, and the wellness of all beings. And when I'm done that list of 108 gratitudes that are universal, if I want to just sit and say a prayer about, I'm grateful for my teeth and my awesome kid and my car share program and my amazing team, and I name them all by name, then I do that. I save up those gratitudes. I can usually fit 108 on one piece of paper from my journal. Of course, they start to stack up. I put them close to my altar. I have a shelf that is underneath my altar, so I save them in that kind of sacred hub. And then when I get myself to a fire pit, I burn those gratitudes. And sometimes that only happens every couple of years. Okay, next thing on the list to do for Sundays, refresh your sacred space or your altar. As I was mentioning earlier, that's the day when you put on your fresh flowers, you burn some incense. Yeah. Of course, there's always the reading of sacred texts, your morning meditation, your prayer practice, setting your intentions for the week, which the heart-centered day planner is great for. We still have lots of undated versions in the warehouse, and the 2026 edition is going to get launched in September. This is the day of the week when I will create my weekly playlists. And of course, it's a great day for doing all the salt baths where you're thinking about what you want to bless and release, and you get your body in some salty water because everything that you have psychologically and energetically decided you are letting go of hangs out in your energy field, and the salt is what helps shake it out. Okay, unrelated to the energetics of the week, but so related, is I have been practicing something for, I don't know, I think it's been over a year now. And I call Sundays anything I want Sundays. Sometimes the most spiritual thing you can do is absolutely nothing that has been prescribed by the spiritual guidelines of being a more evolved person. This has been really interesting to me. So this was the experiment that has turned into kind of a practice. And I remember this every time I wake up on Sunday morning. I'm like, ooh, it's anything Sunday. I'm going to do anything I want. What if on Sundays you suspended all spiritual striving and the focus of burning your karma? That's what I do. Really works. So if you want to sleep in, sleep in. If you want to do your gratitude list, do your gratitude list. I hope you will. If you don't. If you want to scroll, scroll. If you want to lay in bed, I actually did this one of the first anything Sundays I did. I just ate chips in bed and scrolled. It was just like I really got into that rebellious side that needed to break free. One thing I do on a Sunday, if I am going to meditate, is I sit on my linen zabuton cushion from Half Moon Yoga. And I love, love, love them because they're women owned and they are Canadian and their stuff is quality. Like I have washed my Half Moon Yoga blankets and cushion covers and all the things many times, and they wash up great. What else do I need to tell you? Whatever you want to do on Sundays is great. Smoothies, potato chips, Netflix. 25 minutes of the bless and release practice, which you can get in my free app. Just do it because anything goes. And this is what I learned when I was experimenting. It's not so much about staying in bed all day. It's about turning down the performance pressure without guilt. This is the beauty of anything goes Sundays. There's no guilt. You just hit pause. I am not going to give in to internal pressure, my angsty voice, all the things. It showed me what I actually want to do. Once my rebellious nature got a little bit off gassed, which is like there's a lot of it in there, I actually wanted to get on the yoga mat. I actually wanted to write my gratitude list, and even more slowly, more intentionally. I savored my devotional practices more. Meal prep feels really prayerful and beautiful on a Sunday. A lot of the things that had slipped off of my spiritual, quote unquote, to-do list slipped into my beingness. I came back. I've been many times in my life prodigal with my practices. Like it was many years ago. I was like, I'm not meditating anymore because every time I go, I just like it feels heavy and it feels like an obligation. And I let it go. And I thought maybe my life will fall apart and my karma is just gonna go to the shitter. And none of that happened. I still was creative and loving and had lots of great ideas. And I started to crave the stillness, the practice, the light frequency, the color, the heart centering. And yeah, that's years have transpired since I went through my phase around it. And now my devotion has become this sort of infinity loop. I give to it, it gives to me, and I love showing up for it. Okay, speaking of all days of the week, every day of the year, the 2026 Heart Center Planner is getting glow ups galore. There's going to be a belly band. There's going to be monthly tabs. It's a lay flat design, no more spiral bound, because we listen to you. Perforated corners. Where are my planner nerds at? Are you getting your gel pens out right now? I mean, are your gel pens dancing in their pencil case? Because we also have a ribbon bookmark, and I redid the interior. It's gorgeous. It's smarter. It's lighter. It's easier. It's deeper. It's as life-changing as ever. We also are using new paper, and we did all the things. My nerds are just going to love it. Life integration, energetics of the days of the week, and she got some pockets. We're opening the VIP list to get notified now because pre-sale is going to happen in August, and these babies are going to fly. And how we're doing it is you place your orders, we order them. Like 10,000 people say, I want the planner. We call our printer and say, make 10,001 copies. Once they're ordered and print, like no more. So you got to get on the list so you get your order in, because I got to close the window. It's not just a planner. It's a lifestyle support system in your bag, on your phone, every day of the week. So go to daniellelaporte.com/2026 planner VIP. Shall I repeat that? daniellelaporte.com/2026 planner VIP. It's all one word, no hyphens. 2026 planner VIP. I know that's a long URL, but it's worth it because I got you energetics of the week every day for a year and forever. Come back next week because we're talking about Mondays and all of this knowledge about the energetics of the days of the week. It's going to become second nature to you. That's what I want to say, second nature. You just be like, oh, it's Thursday. This is a great day to publish, to present, to be into expanding, to pay closer attention to my ideas. Yeah, we're getting in sync with the universe. I will be here next week and every Friday after that. Always with love, Danielle. Thank you so much for listening, for feeling, for spreading the word. With love.